In this video, I'll be using a real account that I have specifically for training purposes. You'll see actual trades done in real time with real money. Everything was recorded live as it happened. So strap yourself into your beanbag chair and let's get started. Good morning everyone, this is Tony Sizemore with Option Elements here in the FX Elements Currency Trading Room this morning. Today is January the 13th. Friday the 13th. How nice. 7:15 in the morning. We're just getting started. We've laid out a couple of orders in here. Let's see, we've got a short order working in the British pound Australian dollar pair. Just went short 400 of the British pound USD, and we are long, British pound Japanese yen, and we're long 400 of the British pound USD. So let's look at this. Here's the British pound against the US dollar. We purchased just a little while ago 400 at 25.8. We have an order in to sell those 400 at 46 right here on the red line. The green line is our purchase just a few minutes ago. We are now short 400 of the Japanese yen right here on the red line. We just sold those. Our average price on that was 74.6, and we're going to put a buy order in to cover those. Okay. Now, British pound Australian dollar pair sold here at average price of 83.7. The red line is where we sold, so we're down about 1 pip on that right at the moment. So we have 3 operable trades this morning. Let's take a look at our long-term trade, our Euro New Zealand dollar, which yesterday had a big move up, which is a promising start to perhaps the beginning of my long-awaited rally. This was yesterday's action right through here. Then in the night session we got up to here. As you can see, we've sold off a bit, so we look like this on the daily right here. So a promising start right there on that green bar. I'd like to see this thing reverse today, obviously, and head on up a couple of more 100 points so that we look more like this action right here, and even this action, but preferably something like this or this. So we shall see. Markets don't always repeat themselves, unfortunately. If they did, we would all be doing well, wouldn't we? So there we have it. So I'm going to pause and I'll get back to to things when we get close to orders being filled. Oh, I noticed I got to do something here. Had the wrong buy amount. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we just got filled on our British pound US dollar trade. As you can see, we now have a 0 position. P&L for that trade was $715 right there. Now, we're short the British pound Japanese yen. Now that correlates very highly to just the British pound US dollar. So, in essence, it's just like going short the British pound US dollar pair, except that the beta is different here. So we got to keep our eye on this now that we're short just the yen. We go back over here to our GBP AUD, which is the British pound Australian dollar pair. You can see we're sitting right in the middle of our range right here. Got our buy order in still, so it's not really doing anything. Okay, now here's back to our yen. As you can see, we're coming back down here. We'll hold that for a minute, see if we're able to come back down to the bottom end of the range or not. If it stalls out about halfway down, I'll go ahead and cover it. So we'll watch that for a few minutes, and I'll be back with you guys momentarily. This is us, our 400. Looks like we're making up all the bid here. As you can see, there's our blue line. When that gets tagged, you're going to hear a ding. I didn't have my dinger up, my volume up earlier. It's going to sound like that. Hopefully they'll sell it down to me. Well, we were half a pip away, weren't we? Well, here we are again, getting close to being filled on our Japanese yen. It's about 8 minutes till 8 o'clock in the morning. We're bid 66. It's being bid at 66 half, 67 half. Blue line here, that represents our buy order, or buy price also. So we're close again. Let's hold here for a minute and see if they can fill us. There's our 400 on the bid. Okay, they're offering it at 66 half. Okay, there we go. Purchase order complete. Trade closed. P&L for that one, 34,400 pesos. That was a 10 pip move for us. So that's actually $400. So you can do the math on that. Okay, so where are we? We got one position outstanding right now. We've got our short position in the British pound Australian dollar right here. We're down 60 bucks on it. So first two trades here, we closed out the British pound. We made $715. Made $400 on the Japanese yen. We've got another outstanding order in the Mexican peso over here, not filled. We're trying to sell it, but we're not filled on that. So the only trade we actually still have on at the moment is our long-term New Zealand dollar right here, and our Australian dollar right here. May have to defend that with another lot. We definitely will if we get a rally. That's where we stand at the moment, fellas. Guys and gals, sorry about that. Almost 8 o'clock. Gonna go get some coffee. I'll be back in a few minutes. You guys grab a coffee and a bagel, or depending on what time you're watching this, bag of popcorn, cold beer, whatever you're doing. It's Friday the 13th. Doesn't mean anything for me, though. I like the number 13. Not superstitious at all. Never have been. Okay, well, while I was doing something else here this morning, we got filled on our British pound Australian dollar pair, buying the 400 that we were short. You can see here, here's our P&L on that trade, 450. Let's go look at our trade log for today so far. Okay, this is Friday. Here's all of our trades. Here's our Australian dollar that we just closed out. Let's see, we bought those at 8:24. It's currently 8:34 a.m. Okay, so we sold those at 37. We bought them back at 22. So that's a 15 pip trade right there, 15 pip profit. Okay, British pound Japanese yen. We sold those at 74, bought them at 66. Okay, that's, what is that? That's 8 pips. And then our British pound USD. We bought those at 25 and a half and sold them at 34 and almost a half. So that's 9. So there we go. There's 3 trades, 3 profits. Let's see what we're up. Let's see. Made about 400 on the Japanese yen. We made 450 on the Australian dollar, and we made 715 on the British pound. That's about $1,500 so far today, and it's 8:30 a.m. So we're going to scout around for more trades. Just scanning my screen here real quick. I don't really see anything except we still have an outstanding order in the Mexican peso right here, trying to sell 400 units, but it hasn't gotten filled. So that's where we stand so far this morning. We'll keep our eyes open for some trade setups for us, and when something occurs, I will resume the recording. Okay, I'm back. It's 8:45 Friday morning. I've got an order working in here in the British pound Australian dollar. So we'll call it the British Aussie. Right here trying to sell 300 at 55 and a half. So it's possible that we'll get there. This is a nice chart here. It's got a lot of nice movement in a nice range. And that's what we like. I'll show you one other thing we like. We like this action right here. Basically, you could have, of course, I wasn't trading until a couple of bars ago, but trading a range like this, you can go in there, reverse each time, and pick up 10 or 12 pips up and down. The only thing I would caution people about that is that the range doesn't last forever, and you never know when the range is going to end. So when you're selling at the top and buying at the bottom, you run the danger of the market breaking out one way or the other. So you have to be cognizant of that. But if you can catch a consolidation like this early on, then that's what my particular style of trading is suited for. So you'll notice that all of the currency pairs that I trade generally have a lot of overlapping on the bars. So you'll notice that. We're going to keep our eye on the New Zealand dollar today. Today's kind of critical. What we're looking for in that currency is we're looking for a continuation move to the upside. Right now it doesn't look so great for a continuation today, but you never know. That could change. So we don't really want a false start here, although it could happen. We're looking for more of the a short, quick run up about 600 or 800 points, and we'll see if we get it or not. It may be a situation where you start out like this, come back down, then go up, or it may be a situation where that's the top and it goes a lot lower. Anything is possible in trading. It's one thing to always keep in mind. Of course, you guys know that. 5-year chart. As you can see, we're at the lows of the last 5 years. But you can also see on this chart, it might be not so clearly to you guys on the recording, but you can see, like for instance right here, let me go back a year. Right here, you can see that we had a nice down channel, and even right here, we posted a good up bar, but then it was fully retraced and then some. And it happened again right here, and then we kept going down. Then we hit our final low. So, the real key for this type of reversal here is that we get back above today's high at some point soon. So we shall see. At the moment, it's looking a little weak for that case today. Well, look at that. Let's see. We got close. For instance, I was just talking about this range. Okay, see? Either our range is still continuing, in this type of fashion down, or, we could see this market back down in here. Don't know yet. That's why we're not going to make a trade on that. Okay, let's go check our Mexican peso one more time. Euro selling off. Yesterday and then early in the night market at 1 o'clock, we had a lot of buying pressure. Yesterday was a nice up move, but look, today it's just weak across the board. The dollar's the beneficiary, obviously. Maybe we might be able to get a trade off in the Euro Mexican here. Euro Mex, I'm not sure. Not sure on that one. We've got this support level here of the last 2 days, but not sure. Okay, I'm going to pause and I'll be back with you guys when I have some trade ideas. Okay, we just got filled on our British pound Mexican here. Mexican peso. Sold 400 right here. Let's go check our price. 79. Sold 400 at 79 just a second ago. All right. Put in our order to cover. Okay, we're set on that. Nothing to report. We're getting close to a fill selling British pound Australian dollar. 55.5. It's a potential buying spot right there. I didn't place the order, I just have it sitting there to remind me. Okay, well, I'm going to pause for a minute and come back to it. Okay, we're going to defend our British MEX here, selling 200 at 82.4. Yeah, we'll just call it 44. There's our order to buy. Change that to 6, well, fat fingers. Change it to 600. Well, let's try this again. There we go. Okie dokie, Smokey. See that little red line right there? Let me zoom in. Little hash mark. That's where we sold our second batch. This longer mark right here was where we sold our first batch. And this long red line, of course, that's our break-even line. And here's where our buy order is, right back down here. Let me fix my chart. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cover the 200 that we're going to cover the 200 that we sold just a moment ago. There we go. Okay, we covered those from up there. Okay, now we're short the original 4, so we went ahead and took our profit on the 200, give us some more, you know, vertical room, so to say. That's a nice spike down. Don't want to try to catch that falling knife, though. I know some of you guys are watching these videos and you're going, gosh, why didn't you just go short, you know, and stay short? Well, it's just not the way I trade. That's the long and the short answer of that, really. It just doesn't work for me. Not in the long run. Oh, well, we sold this too. I didn't notice that. Okay, we sold our 300 in the British pound Australian dollar just now while we were messing with our Mexican. 55.5. That's where we sold. Let's get a buy order in to cover. Okay, there we have it. We'll also defend this one. Double up. 41.43. We're trying to buy at 35.5. So we're getting down there. Okay, folks, so we got two trades going on right now. We've got our British pound Australian dollar, and we have our beloved peso. And see, we sold the 200. I mean, we bought back the 200 that we sold. Now, of course, we're retracing back, so we might have a chance to sell those again. And in fact, we will if the market keeps going up. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a minute. We'll let the market do its thing for a little while, and I'll come back with some more orders and market action just as soon as it warrants. Actually, you know what? Starting to warrant it right now. There we go. Put that order back in. Sell the 200 again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do should it go back up to there. I'm going to go ahead and pause for time consideration on the video here, and I'll be back when we get close to an order being filled. Okay, it looks like we just sold our additional 300 in the British pound Australian dollar pair right here. So now what we'll do is we'll move our order up to cover. Okay, there we go. Well, I thought I'd just take a moment and give you guys the weather report here in Georgia, here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's snowing right now, and that really wasn't in the forecast, but it sure is pretty. We always love it when it snows here. We don't see it very often. Well, we might see it, once a winter, maybe twice, but, usually doesn't accumulate too much. So we like it. And it's a Friday. Wouldn't it be nice to be snowed in for the weekend? Get a little housework done, clean out your sock drawer, that kind of thing. Crazy, man. Yeah, I'm crazy. Okay. Well, let's check our trades as long as I'm back on the microphone here. It's a heck of a candle. I don't know if that's going to get down to where our buy order is. Not so sure about that. Yeah, you know what? We already made our 200. I'm going to close that out. I think it's going to run back up. There's us. Well, that was our bid. Yeah, I'll get in the 6. Yeah, I think that's liable to run back up on us, and we'll sell it again up there. Well, that's where our order's at, so I'll pause and see if we get filled. Okay, we're back to our British pound Australian dollar pair. What we're going to do, we're short 600, break-even lines right here. What we're going to do is we put this on in 2 tranches. We sold 400 here, and then we sold another 200 right up here. So what I'm going to do is I've got a buy order in right here to buy the 200, the second tranche, the 200 back, in anticipation of being able to sell those at a higher price. So I've got the order in right here at 74.5. We're 80 by 81. So we'll see if we get filled on that. That's my next move, and then what I'm going to do is start ratcheting my break-even line, higher if we can. So I'll be back when we get close to the order getting filled, if it gets close. It might be we're getting close to possibly buying back those 200, the second 200. The tranche that we sold in the British pound Australian dollar right here, as you can see. We're going to buy those back. We sold them a little bit higher. Forget the price, but you can see the little hash mark there. It was about 5 pips higher or something like that. We're going to try to go ahead and cover those here in anticipation of being able to sell those again higher, or since this market is pretty highly correlated to the British pound Mexican dollar, or Mexican peso I should say, we may use those funds to defend this position a little bit more. Actually, this is like giving us a pretty good opportunity right through here, I believe. Okay, I heard a ding. That means, okay, now we're only short 400, so we took out the 2. Now, here's our break-even line. We have a couple of choices here. We can either, try to sell the 200 again in the Australian dollar here. Not here, right at this price, but we could do that to, build this position. Or we can go over here to our Mexican dollar. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I might go ahead and do the same thing that I just with the Mexican dollar that I just did with the euro, and that is that right here is where we were kind of a little bit premature, quite frankly, on selling the second 200 or 100. I think we started out short 300, then we sold 100 here. So what I would like to do is I'm probably going to use those funds that I just freed up to protect this position. So I'm going to put an order in. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna leave the 400 as it is. But if we start running up again, I'm going to defend this position with the funds from the other position. If that makes sense to you, I think it does. So there we go. So I'm going to sit tight for a minute and we'll let the markets move. Stocks have opened. It's 10 o'clock. So they opened 30 minutes ago. So we'll hang here, and I'll be back when I've got something more to report to you. Forgot to say one thing we need to do is put our buy order in here in our Australian dollar. Looks good to me. Okay, got that in. Let's go back to the peso. Okay. Yeah, so the way we're going to work this is we're going to slowly move our red line, which indicates our break even for a short position. We're going to slowly move that up and up and up in this one, but not yet. Okay,